We all know that PTCGL has some issues. I want to go through the bugs that are being reported on the forum page. Welcome to Jank Play TCG. My name's Landon, and here we play Jank. So I have been meaning to do some other videos, but I am running out of time today. I do apologize, but I thought it would be interesting if we just went ahead, go to PTCGL bugs and feedback forms. I'll put a link in the description to here if you want to join in. But wait until the end of the video to join in if you want, just so you know what to expect. So let's just start going through what people are reporting, right? So first off, regarding photosensitivity, I've read this beforehand, and I do agree. I've noticed that some of the effects in the game cause a sort of flashing effect, most notably when a lightning Pokemon moves to the active spot when selecting prize cards as of the last update. Can these please either be reduced across the board or have an option to reduce/remove the effects be added to the mobile clients? So, regarding photosensitivity, already, I get it. Accessibility is important. Making sure all fans are able to play the game without possibly triggering medical issues, that should be a priority, in my opinion. That is very important, and we are glad that that is being pointed out. Next up, black and white and X and Y cards. Or black and white cards and XY. The game says it supports black and white sets named same with X and Y, but none of my cards are there. As of recently, the most recent update, I should say, that we've been given about this is that they are still working on it. Sun and Moon and above is what is supported with PTCGL, not black and white or X and Y cards yet. So, yeah, the devs have said this beforehand, and we are still waiting. That is why PTCGL technically isn't fully released, even though there's really no other way to play right now. So, yeah, it is weird and sad that it's not working yet, but they are working on it. And then 3 in a row of no network connection could be found. Now, 2 of them are from the same person. Maybe that's just a accidental double post, as does happen. But let's go ahead and see what the first one is about. Despite me using my internet connection to post this, was working fine yesterday. Nothing on my PC has changed, and now I can't access the client at all. Get stuck at collecting local assets 5 out of 39 with the prompt, no network connection could be found. Please check your connection and try again. And some people say, do you have a VPN? If not, it's probably a firewall block. And they say no VPN, and it was working fine yesterday, though. I've changed nothing, especially anything to do with firewalls. I've tried to turn all my firewalls off as a test, and still the same thing. My guess with this would be, it says they even tried reinstalling the game and still no luck. That would be my suggestion there, is just to reinstall the game, because I'm in the game and it's working. So this isn't an issue that is affecting everyone. So those are kind of hard to nail down. And when you do submit bugs, this is just a forum page, but sometimes they do have you actually submit bugs to them. They have you fill out a lot of information, like model number of your device or stuff like that. Things that you think will not be an issue or they need to know. And I do agree, a lot of times they don't need to know this, but something like this could be a specific issue with some sort of hardware issue, where even though it was working before, some update in the engine or the code or whatever have you is gonna cause this issue. So this person can't connect, this other person can't connect. My PC is connected. I've done all the obvious tricks like rebooting, uninstall, reinstall. Connection is fine. All started with the last update in the US. And yeah, other people just saying Yep, they're having that issue too. I have heard of people installing the Android version on their PC because there's devices that can run the Android version of games on their PC. And I don't know these people. I don't know if that's what they did. So it's a possibility that they did that, but probably not. Here's another one. Hacker or bug? So I read this one before I started recording. Some of these I've read, and I was like, you know what, I gotta record this so people understand what's going on the forums and how like it can be difficult for a developer to understand what's really going on with their game. So here, someone is talking about how their opponent attacked with Miraidon V, or not Miraidon V, Miraidon EX, and the text on there, I believe, you get to see some of the stuff that I'm building. I misspelled that. Yep, there it is. Miraidon, after the Photon Blaster for 220 damage during your next turn. Here, I can get a better view on that for you. During your next turn, this Pokemon can't attack. And so if we go back to here, they're basically talking about how the Miraidon EX attacked, they escaped through it out of the active and KO'd a different Pokemon. Then that same Miraidon went into the active and attacked again, and they thought it was a bug. That's not a bug. That's how the game works. When a Pokemon goes onto the bench, all effects are wiped from that Pokemon. If you want a longer explanation for that, check out the double switch video that I've made, because I kind of go into more detail about that. So here, not a hacker, not a bug. This is actually the game performing exactly how you would expect. So, yeah. Iron Tread Sound. Okay, I've seen this posted a couple times, or maybe this is the same one, but brought back up to my attention. But I do think there is a issue with the sound effect of steel or metal type Pokemon coming into the active, and that is what they're referencing. Even here it says, known issue with metal type Pokemon. Devs are too busy fixing avatar sunglasses to actually fix the game, though, unfortunately. Again, do we really need that sass? That's my only thing, is like, devs are clearly working on it. I don't know how many devs they have. It could be 1, it could be 10, it could probably not be 100, but you know what I mean. So yeah, even when there's an issue that people are talking about and the devs probably know about, there's other people kind of throwing shade at the developers, and I don't think that's really needed. We just need, we just want the game fixed, and we want better. We don't want to like make devs not want to show up to work, right? Not saying that one comment's going to make someone not show up to work. I'm just saying, like, well, let's be more supportive of the devs, right? Alright, so here we've got Battle VIP Pass still broken. I've been playing Battle VIP Pass just fine, so I don't know what's wrong here. So, let's see. Sort it out, devs. That's not really helpful. We don't know what you mean by Battle VIP Pass still broken. Is, like, what's broken about it? Because like I said, I've been playing it in a couple of my test decks, and it's been working fine. So I don't know what this person means by it's still broken. So again, like one of those situations where more information actually explaining what's going on could actually help here. Battle Pass rewards. Let's go ahead and see what this is. Okay. Didn't receive the Miraidon EX deck from basic game, crashed as I opened the Battle Pass, and I didn't realize till now it was missing. This is a known issue, and they have recommended submitting going to contact us, I believe. Here, I can actually pull up the this one. Click on the Pikachu. Here we go. They've got a whole thing about Miraidon EX here. and how it was a known issue, and you need to get in touch with their support team. And right here, there's even a link to go to. So they already know about this issue. They've already released a statement about this issue, and that person just needs to see that. And I'm sure the comments, well, I hope the comments have already addressed that. I've already got in contact with them before, and they said they're working on it. Thanks for letting us know. So, yeah. Yep, there we go. Told me they are aware that some players could not claim the deck. They are working on a solution for all players affected soon. So, yeah. Let's see. Possible quest bug put 4 Pokemon V into play. So, I posted about this a while ago in the YouTube communities area, and it was about the put 2 Pokemon V into play, and how that was broken, and how it couldn't be completed. So this is just an extension of that, a new quest of put 4 Pokemon V into play. That is also broken. It is not tracking Pokemon V. I did see one person say, try putting an EX Pokemon out instead and see if that counts. Maybe there's some sort of text that they need to update for it to say Pokemon EX rather than Pokemon V. But yeah, still broken from what we can see. It is a well-known issue for now. The quest currently checks for Pokemon EX instead of V. So again, you can try playing Pokemon EX, see if that works. I'm just gonna hit the refresh button, the little circling arrow next to, or kind of in the quest there. Here, I've got a quest. I can totally show you guys. If I go home, yes, exit, Battle Pass. Right here, there's a little circling arrow there and circling arrow there, and you just click that and it will refresh the quest. I highly recommend not doing that unless it's a quest that you can't complete, unless it's something like put Pokemon V into play, then you recycle it, because if you do it and then you get a quest that's broken, I don't think you can do it for quite a while after that point. So just, be warned. That's what we're doing here. So let's keep going here. Alright. I bought 2 cards and didn't get them. So let's see what they mean. I was editing a deck and bought 2 cards and didn't get them in my collection. Restart your client. Which cards? 2 Oranguru for Lugia deck. Those rotated out last week. So maybe they're playing expanded. So the whole rotation thing won't really affect them. And like, I do wonder, did they were editing and bought 2 cards and didn't get them in my collection? Does that mean you bought them and they never showed up in the collection? You bought them and couldn't add them to the deck? You used credits to get them, obviously. And, it could be a redeem code thing sometimes, too, of I bought this pack, which came with this card. I used the code card, and it didn't come. So there's a lot of information there that we just don't have. And again, we've seen in these issues that people are posting that sometimes other community members can just answer them, like that one about the Miraidon EX being able to attack twice in a row because the double switch basically happened. So yeah. Let's see. Game literally unplayable on PC Windows 10. What version of Windows am I on then? The game is still absolutely broken. That is the first thing. It's unplayable on PC. I'm running Windows 10 with lots of RAM, strong GPU, etc. Good internet connection. These are not an issue, as all other games work as they should, except PTCGL. There's a lot of information here. I'm not going to not going to go through all this information, but yeah, let's see what people are saying. Did you install the game as admin? Yes, I don't see how this is relevant to the current cause. Because some bugs happen if you don't. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Next question, are graphic drivers up to date? The same thing happens to me countless times. Same here. This is really frustrating. I have the same problem. The game works fine on my Mac, but my son's Windows and other Windows partition, the game does not work at all. The avatars have no clothes, and the game freezes almost every time when dealing cards. See, these are interesting things that are happening to people that aren't happening to me, that aren't happening to a lot of others. So, trying to understand what's going on here. So, I guess I'm going to have to read the rest of this. Using a card search item, such as Evolution Incense, or any Pokeball like Nest Ball or Ultra Ball results in no valid cards. Screen with silhouette of the cards that are not selectable, despite top left corner showing there are valid cards. Same thing also happens with ability or supporter card searches. Also, most of the matches can't even start because when you draw a card, it gets stuck floating in the middle of the screen and nothing happens until you restart the game. Now, from my observations, it happens whenever I tweak with the deck. For example, if I put Switch Cart in the deck, it always freezes and the card is stuck floating and the match won't begin. If I remove Switch Cart from the game, but search cards won't yield any results and will show I have no energy, no Pokemon in the deck. Funny enough, pre-made decks I got as tutorial rewards seem to work properly, so I assume it is a case with some combination of cards that possesses such issues on PC clients. I've provided screenshots. That's fantastic. Screenshots are always helpful for QA. It is possible to reproduce 100% of the time, so I have no idea why it has gone through QA, because it's not reproducible 100% of the time on all machines. That's the big thing here. As someone that used to do QA professionally, I can tell you that testing on PC was weird. We had to use specific parts for specific testing and try to emulate some parts, and it's like running a game for PC through an emulator to emulate a particular PC would sometimes run into issues, and the developers were often like, that's like a BS bug. Like, if you can actually use the hardware, it's like, we can't be spending all that money on all that hardware to swap out graphics cards between different different makers and all that stuff. Like, blah, manufacturers. That's the word I was looking for. And so it's not 100% reproducible all of the time on all machines. I've played Switch Cart. Never ran into issues with Switch Cart. I can search out my Pokemon. There was a time where I was struggling with my Swords of Justice deck where it wasn't searching cards, but that was a known issue as well. Rerolled quest cannot be completed. I'm assuming it's the play Pokemon V quest. Yep, okay. So we've already talked about that. Bug involving opponents looking or targeting Miraidon EX. Let's check this out. I was playing a ranked game and had 2 prizes left. I tried using boss's orders on the opponent's bench Miraidon EX, and I could not select it. I could not even look at it. I could select other Pokemon on the bench to bring up, but not Miraidon EX. There was 2 Flaffy, 1 Bibriel on the bench, along with an active Regieleki V in the active, and that just used Lightning Wall. There were no tools attached to Miraidon EX or any other indicators that could not be targeted or even looked at. Okay, so that's interesting. I don't really play Boss's Orders anymore. I love Serena. Serena is a fantastic card. I will have to start playing Boss's Orders again when EX Pokemon get bigger and bigger and bigger, and Miraidon is reaching that point. But this is an interesting one. They provided a lot of information, but nothing really comes down to why this happened. So that's an interesting one. It's something that really the QA testers are just going to be told, hey, here's this issue. If you run into it, let us know. They're probably just going to have to play some matches against Miraidon EX. Probably just two QA members playing against each other for quite a while, trying to test this, trying to get into situations to test this, and it's tough to say why this happened, you know? So, yeah, all right, let's go back. I hope this video is interesting for you guys. I've got a little bit of game development knowledge and putting it to good use here. Okay, debatable on good use, but I'm putting it to use here. I still can't migrate to live. I wonder why. I've been trying to migrate my account to live for more than a month now. I clicked the button to migrate and nothing happened. The button just stopped showing up. I can still log into my old TCG online game. Not one thing carried over. I've been begging tech support to help for over a month, and all they say is wait indefinitely. We might look into it eventually. Has anyone had this issue and more importantly resolved? Thank you in advance. I'm sure this person has tried a lot. All I can really suggest is possibly your old TCG Online account is not connected to the same email as your PTCGL account. Or like those accounts are separate or something along those lines. I know when PTCGL was the beta was only active in Canada, a lot of people were using VPNs to check it out, and I didn't. I was not going to risk that. I waited for the global release in order to start playing PTCGL because I didn't want to risk anything, because I know how weird this stuff can get, where maybe, like, you know, they used that VPN to say they were in Canada to log in with an account, and now their account is saying that they're in America, and like there's issues connecting the accounts and whatnot, possibly because of that. Not saying that's definitely it, and I'm sure there's people that used a VPN that are not having issues, but that's what my brain went to immediately. Various bugs I have encountered. Okay, so right off the bat, this is not very helpful. Various bugs I have encountered, and then you just write bugs, and will strike off when fixed. So you've got what, 3 bugs here, and these are 3 separate issues that should be tracked individually. One thing you learn when you become QA, and so I'm not expecting people to know this. That's why I'm, explaining it here. When you become QA, you learn that you need to list bugs individually and mark them complete individually as they are fixed. Because you might think a couple bugs are connected, so you write up one bug and you're like, here, fix it, and then they fix one of the issues, but yet the other issue still happens. And I remember I was getting a lot of bugs sent back, hey, this has been fixed, and it's like, well, this was fixed, but this other part that I described wasn't. And I tried sending it back to the programmers, and they're like, hey, we fixed this. Like, you even said it's fixed, mark it fixed, and then you have to write up another bug for that extra bit. So having one spot that talks about all of these, yeah, that's an issue. So, let's see. This one's interesting. Baham still does 60 damage even with double turbo energy attached. Now, this is interesting because I'm curious about double turbo energy. Here we go. And here we go. What does it say? The attacks of this Pokemon this card is attached to do 20 less damage to your opponent's Pokemon. Okay, so that is not referencing the opponent's active Pokemon, which is what I was looking for. So if we go back into this and him. There we go. Oh, man. This attack does 60 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. Also apply weakness and resistance for benched Pokemon. Oh, I didn't realize that also applied weakness and resistance for benched Pokemon. That's cool. So that becomes a question now of, was the benched Pokemon weak to this and maybe had a modifier that affected the 60 damage to where it became 30, but they're weak, so it's 60, like that kind of stuff. So few questions come in there, and the biggest thing is that I know us players can't really test these that well. We can test our side of things, but testing our opponent's side of things is really difficult. So, not saying that they're wrong, but that's interesting. Zoroark, possible to Phantom Transformation into nothing. Just discards the Zoroark. Also, you have to select which Mon to transfer into twice. So right there are two separate issues as well. So right now we have 3 issues, and one of those issues is 2 separate issues. So we're looking at 4 issues to be tracked in this one post. And then can't scroll through card selection when searching deck, etc. The etc. doesn't make any sense because you're referencing one thing, searching through the deck. That's a nitpicky thing. So can't scroll wheel through card selection when selecting deck, when searching through deck. Interesting. I wonder, have I not done that? Okay. When the opponent uses Rescue Carrier, the cards are taken and not revealed before going into the hand. Oh, is that... Maybe that was something that was deleted or something like that. So, let's see. Holos look just awful. The baby holos look okay. The full holo cards just look god awful. Please fix them. We have cards with beautiful artwork that are completely ruined. I don't think the holos look bad, honestly. I know a lot of people are probably going to disagree with me, but like, what if... No, that's just reverse holo. Well, even if we just like look at Aerodactyl, I think the holo pattern looks really cool. What has a regular holo? Does this? No, that's just reverse. Man, I wish I knew this kind of stuff. Does this guy have a holo? Like, okay, so those lines going back, I kind of like it. I kind of dig it. But I know not everyone will, but to me, it's better than a slight holographic look to it that like PTCGO had, where like you couldn't even tell what was holo and what wasn't, you know, like it was just while you're playing the game you weren't like, oh, that's definitely holo, where this, like, I can be looking at it, I'm like, that's definitely holo, you know. But maybe I'm wrong, maybe they're talking about something else even, I'm not 100% sure. But okay. Game incentivizes conceding. Interesting. What do they mean? Adding a daily quest, play 2 matches without conceding is not the solution. Game allows opponents to cheat you from getting full Battle Pass XP, and you do the same. Gameplay is slow when compared to online, that conceding when you have a bad start is optimal. Suggestions: have an option to have minimal or no animations, or not to have to wait while animations play out. Only allow conceding on the player's turn. After resolving the attack, if the prizes earned is less than the prizes available, allow the player to select their prize, else select the remaining prizes for the player and end the match. So, yeah, if that's happening, game allows opponents to cheat you from getting full Battle Pass XP. That is an issue. That is going to be hard to prove, if you know what I mean. I don't know if there is a math behind the Battle Pass XP system. If you can calculate what you're doing in game equals X amount of XP in the battle pass. Maybe there is. I'm sure there is, actually. But how much of that do the players know might be a big deal. Might be a big question here. I never really look at it, so I don't really like, I'm going to get XP. I'm going to complete the battle pass. I ain't worried about that. But, you know, someone that doesn't play nearly as much as me might be worried about that. And if that is happening, that is an issue. The biggest issue, though, is that, like, oh, man, this is going to be a rant. So, buckle in. Pokemon TCG seems to encourage people to concede matches fairly regularly, starting with the tournament structure of play Pokemon events. Being aware of the time limit is a winning strategy. Knowing when a game is going to take too long for you to try to recover a victory, where you should just concede, is a winning strategy in the Pokemon TCG. The Pokemon TCG overall encourages people to concede, and then add on the fact that online play is, you know, so available to everyone, and there are people legitimately that I've played against where they don't get their perfect turn one. Like with Mew V, it happens a lot. They don't get their perfect turn one and they concede. I didn't even get a turn and they just concede. That's just an online thing, you know. I'm sure people that play other online games run into the same thing, you know. Playing Halo, which, yes, I still play Halo Infinite. I like Halo. Playing Halo, you're playing a CTF match. The second one team scores that flag, someone is quitting on the team that did not score that flag. You know, it happens. People just don't want to lose. They don't like to lose, so they think they can quit and not feel the loss. I try not quitting as much as possible, because too many times I have ran into a situation where I thought this wasn't beatable, but I stuck it out, and my opponent thought they were on such a big advantage over it that it, you know, we ran into the situation where they played all their cards to keep that advantage up until the point where I got the advantage and I was just able to steamroll them because they weren't able to. So, yeah, there's a rant for you. I do like the idea, though, that the final prizes should just be auto-selected, add to the hand. They need to be there long enough so you can see the cards, know that you got them, and know what they were, because that helps you understand strategy in future games and whatnot. But, yeah, I agree with that. Okay, so have an option to minimal or no animations, or not have to wait while animations play out. The issue there would be if you have no animations on, and they have animations on, they're still waiting for animations to occur while you're just staring at a blank, like a screen not changing. I'm not saying that shouldn't be an option, but that is not an option to speed up matches, if that makes any sense. Because even if you don't have animations turned on, that doesn't mean you get to play faster. You still gotta wait for your opponent to select things, and they gotta wait for the animation to play out, and all that stuff, you know? Plus, I feel like no animations would be a very terrible game where it's like, oh, you KO'd my Pokemon, boop, where'd it go? Like, not seeing it go into the discard, that'd be so weird, right? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But, alright. So that was a big one. Still bugs on PC. It's unplayable. There's still searching bug on PC. We kind of went over one of these. Why eye appearance maybe losses suddenly. QAQ. Why eye appearance many losses suddenly. No idea what they mean. I'm just going to go through a few more. Spupa ability. Ooh. Please explain adaptive evolution. This Pokemon can evolve during your first turn or the turn you play it. basically you can evolve it right away instead of having to wait a turn. Yeah, okay, beautiful. Cannot log into account. Not sure if we'd be able to help with that. Card images and deck searching. Ooh. I've recently installed PTCG Live on my laptop, Windows 11, after it became clear that this software just doesn't work on any system using Windows 10 or older, presumably. Okay, I got it. Maybe I do it over here, actually. System information? Windows 10. I am on Windows 10. Okay. People are having issues running the game on the operating system that I am currently using for a YouTube channel. If I was having issues, you guys would know it. Man, that's funny. So people get... This happens a lot, especially in QA. Even in QA. I say especially in QA because they're the ones doing this stuff all day. But even in QA, people get these ideas in their head that it's caused because of this thing. I've done this long enough. I know what I'm talking about. It's because of this. And then it's not that. You know, bugs are weird. Not going to say they're wrong, but bugs are weird. So, I'm currently using Windows 10 to run a YouTube channel about the Pokemon Trading Card Game, using Pokemon Trading Card Game Live as that vehicle. And apparently people are saying that it is bugged and unplayable on Windows 10. I don't get it. This video was pretty long. I went on longer than I thought I would. If you enjoyed this, leave a comment, press that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you enjoy everything I do, or not even everything, just a lot of things that I do on this channel. Join the Discord if you want more one-on-one interaction. And yeah, if you want me to do this video again later on, once we let more people post and issues and all that stuff, let me know, because this was kind of fun, diving into my game developer knowledge and applying it to what I see here on the PTCGL forums. And what else? I don't think there is anything else except to say, until next time, keep playing Jank.